Hello, everyone. My name is Ryan Holmes, and you're listening to the Hustlin Holmes podcast, where I speak to a variety of individuals to help get you, the listener, insight into interesting local happenings and global issues that may be affecting us all. If you like this podcast, I hope that you would give us a like and leave some comments on our YouTube page, on Spotify, and share it with your friends to try to get the word out. And if you have an interesting story you would like to share and you are in Western Montana, please get in contact at ryan@exitrealtybv.com or follow the link in my bio. And now, here's another episode. Yeah, poor dog.
I know.
I almost want to bring her in here, but I don't know.
Yep.
Eventually, she'd get bored and start pawing. And
I know.
hey, guys, pay attention. I'm here too, you know.
I know. She would do that.
Oh, here, get this right
There?
there.
Is it close enough?
Yes, I'll turn it up just a little bit. There, that's a little
Okay.
better. And yeah, so here we are again, Kathie. I have something really kind of neat to show you.
Okay.
I thought I was discovering this the other day when so I was looking at the parcel map of where I live,
Uh-huh.
and so I was sitting in my living room. It was a beautiful Saturday afternoon. I was like, I really want to walk to my dad's house because he's only about a mile away,
Yeah.
but I don't want to walk all the way down Ponderosa, right?
Got it.
Because that road is,
Mm-hmm.
40 miles an hour, huge trucks all the time.
Right.
It's not the most pleasant walking experience. And I remember I was looking at, I had looked at cadastral at where I was living before, and I remember seeing this little strip on the western boundary of the property.
Mm-hmm.
But on cadastral, it has no information.
Correct.
So, luckily, I have iDoc Market as well, so I didn't
Good.
have to go down to the county to look at the stuff. And I found the plat map for the subdivision for both Bonanza Land number 2. Well, first I was looking at the neighbors down below because it is near their property.
Right.
And I discovered that little strip of land is a 10-foot pedestrian way that links Cartwright to the corner of Ponderosa,
Oh, cool.
and you can walk straight down it.
Perfect.
And it's it was exactly what I wanted.
It was. That's cool. And look at how good you did.
I know, right? So I just had to bring this up because we had a couple of days of intense investigation into a couple of different properties over the last
That's right.
few months,
Mm-hmm.
and I just
And
I thought you would think it's really cool.
You've learned your lesson. Clap for yourself.
Yes, I can clap for Kathie Butts. Which one is it? Ah, that one.
That one.
Yes, Kathie. Thank you. Yes, this is all for Kathie right here, the education maven of Exit Realty.
Right now.
Oh,
Pretty soon you'll be passing it on to people.
I think I got a few more years until that happens.
Oh.
I mean, it's been you're almost a year now.
Next week.
Next week is 1 year
Next week
at
is
Exit
1
Realty.
year.
That is amazing.
I know
It has flown by,
It has for me too.
and I've learned so much from you since that period in time.
Ah, thank you.
It's pretty incredible.
It's pretty cool. I love passing it on.
I know. Well, that's the really cool thing is you really like education.
Mm-hmm.
You're very much, and everybody that I talk to, not only here at Exit, but also at your previous brokerage as well, because I still interact with many of those individuals.
Yep.
And anytime I bring, oh yeah, I'm going to run this by Kathie, and I'll get back to you. She's, oh, Kathie, it's just such a such a
thank
blessing
you.
to have
Thank you.
have you here. So, yeah. Anyway, this I got very inspired to start looking into this because generally
Isn't it cool what you
it's
find?
one of the coolest things about this job, in my opinion, is the ability to
Yeah.
go in there and investigate things like that. And
You get to be a detective. You get to be so many different things in one job.
I know,
That's the
right?
coolest
Isn't
part.
that cool?
Mm-hmm.
So
And you get to win.
you get to win, even if you don't necessarily come out on top. You still win
You
by
still win.
learning things, indeed.
Yep.
Yeah, like that, the other property that I was looking at where we didn't quite get it under contract, but I did learn all about investigating certificates of survey
Yes, you
and
did.
oh boy, for just to find how wide a road easement was on a particular plat.
Yeah, and to discover that nobody knows, really.
Nobody knows.
Nobody
Yeah.
knows.
One said it was a 12-foot wide road. Another one said it was a 60-foot wide road.
Yep. And turns out the closest thing might have been 40 feet,
Yes.
but it's not for real.
No, it's only which one you choose to believe, I guess, right? So
That's a cool part about the Bitterroot, though. It's like going way back in time when things didn't matter.
yeah.
You
Well,
know what
for
I
sure.
mean?
Like, well, yeah, everybody has. Well, I think we talk about this a lot too. Is not things kind of didn't matter. Nothing was written down, and then also the way we give directions, right, as well as a similar kind of thing. Everybody still calls it IGA. Well, you call it the Blue Hair Store.
Yeah, that's right, because it is.
But anybody that's lived here since before, I don't know what, 2018 or something, still calls it IGA.
Yep.
We give directions like, oh yeah, down the road, past where the buffalo used to be.
That's right. And
It's like,
I know, and Tucker Crossing. Like,
Yeah.
who are the Tuckers? Who knows that they lived in the Blue House?
who knows?
Who knows? I do.
Do you?
That was the original Tucker farmhouse.
Oh, cool. I did not know that.
Yeah.
Well, there you go. The more you know.
The more you know.
I got to get that sound effect on here too.
Yeah. Yeah, you do. You and your magic box.
This thing's kind of cool, huh?
Uh-huh. I like it.
Yeah. So, big news. Part of the other reason I brought you in here is because cool things are happening. You recently became, the managing broker of Exit Realty Bitterroot Valley, Hamilton and Darby.
Correct.
Congratulations.
Thanks.
That's really exciting.
Thanks.
I couldn't imagine a better managing broker.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Super excited
I'm
to have
looking
you.
forward to it. I really am.
I believe it, yeah. It's
Yep.
really cool. So you spent, 4 days up in Toronto?
4.5 days.
4.5 days?
4.5 days in Toronto. I met so many people. I got invited to go to Machu Picchu.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Is it selling it or you get the listing? What's going on?
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
none of that. But just a trip.
That's
Just
awesome.
a trip, and it all happened on a bus ride. I can't remember where we were riding back from. Oh, the party.
Oh,
The Thursday night party happened on a bus ride.
classy. Mm-hmm. All right.
Yeah, so I'm excited. I'm excited to go back to Toronto next year
Yeah.
because I know that there was so much to learn. There's going to be some big gaps, and hopefully Kim learned things that I didn't, and I learned things that she didn't, so we can help each other.
That's what it's all about.
And then we got Max and Tina on top of it, so I'm feeling pretty comfortable.
Awesome. Mm-hmm. Well, that's good.
It's going to be awesome.
And you got plenty of people around that are excited as well about the situation, myself included.
Yeah, and Jeannie's going to help me do some recruiting, so
Awesome.
I think we're going to see some big cool things happening.
Exit's going to be crushing it, I think,
I think you're right.
the next several years.
Yep, the Bitterroot Valley's going teal.
That's right.
Pretty cool.
It's a good color. It's a good color.
It is. We're surrounded by it in here.
I know. Tina did a great job designing this place, huh?
Uh-huh.
She put it together real nice. I'm glad she got this
I know.
this sign in here now.
Yep, I like it.
Looks great. Mm-hmm. It's very comfortable and cozy.
Yes, it is.
That's
It
just kind of
is.
that's how Exit is too, right? Like,
Comfortable, cozy, like a family.
yeah. It's always, we're always here for each other is what it feels like. I mean,
We are. We are. I mean, look at today's staff meeting.
it's true.
Who goes to breakfast for a staff meeting? I mean, we do. We go out to breakfast as a group and have a staff meeting. I think that's awesome.
How much better is that than sitting around in just a...
Right.
I mean, that table out there is super nice, don't get me wrong, but
I like the table.
that would be... If I were to have a choice of go get breakfast or sit around a table.
Well, and that table's not big enough for all of us.
That's true as well. That's also the neat thing about Exit.
Yeah, it's pretty. I don't know. This is just such a different dynamic
Yeah.
for me.
Oh, yeah.
And I really have enjoyed my whole first year. It's been a big learning curve in some respects. Like, I've always been a Google girl,
Sure.
and Outlook just makes me crazy. But I'm getting there. And we had changed MLSs in this year,
That's true too. Yeah.
and I'm getting there on that too. I mean,
I mean, that one's going to take a little while.
that one's
That
gonna,
system is. Well, let's not get into it.
yeah, let's
That's
not.
for a whole nother podcast.
Correct.
You can do one on that.
And we have to get past the part where we want to curse at it.
I know. Yeah, it's starting to happen. We're starting to just live with it, I guess.
Better.
Yeah.
But I really wish we had the old one back.
Same. It
Oh,
was
well.
much more user friendly. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So going on a year, all right, let's tell me about it. What was the most surprising thing from your change? What surprised you the most about coming here?
The most. Everything was a surprise. I mean, everything.
It's fair.
My birthday. My birthday was the most amazing day I've ever had having a birthday.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, I got here and there were balloons surrounding my office. There were flowers. People came in all day long to say happy birthday. And that is just amazing. Just amazing. I had no idea that many people knew it was my birthday. But I think Max did it.
He was a big part of it, yeah, for sure.
I think
for
he
sure.
did. So I thought my birthday was pretty cool. What else was cool? I like the staff meetings.
Mm-hmm.
I like the brown bag lunches where we get education. The next one, we're going on a field trip.
Oh, yeah?
Well, October, we're going on a field trip.
Where are we going?
We are going over to whatever they call the building that we now call the courthouse.
Okay.
So we're going to go to the clerk and recorder's office, sanitarian's office, planning department. These people don't know it yet, but we're coming to visit them with all the new agents
Oh, awesome.
because they need to know how to use that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Mm-hmm. So I think it'll be a fun field trip.
Yeah, it's a cool spot.
Mm-hmm.
If you're into that sort of thing.
Well,
I think it's neat.
I know.
It's cool that you can access this stuff from your computer, but also it's neat when you go in there and you can pull out the
whole book.
the whole book and you go flipping through it and the vellum and everything.
Yep,
and
it's cool.
it's pretty neat.
Mm-hmm.
That's where it all happens.
I know, and it puts everything together. Why you need a Forest Service map.
Yeah.
Why you need to know what section, township, and range are. It's just, I don't know. I like going over there.
Yeah, it's a cool place.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I remember the first time I was in there I went in there with Greg.
Ah,
Back when I was, 16 or 17, when I was working for him
Yep.
back in high school. Shout out to Greg. If you don't know Greg Geil, he's my stepdad and also one of the top appraisers at All Valley Appraisal here in the Bitterroot. So
that's right.
hit him up if you need some property values at a.
Mm-hmm. Or even if you need a building measured.
There you go. Or if you need a building measured to ANSI standards, the
Yeah.
whole new thing right now.
Yep.
He took me in there, and I had no idea what to expect. It's the first time I'd ever gone in there. I was like, what is this place? All these books and things, and we're digging through because he's looking for,
Mm-hmm.
I can't remember what, just some
Yep.
easement or something to go along with it. And you
Mm-hmm.
have to find the range and township book and flip through it to find the exact spot, and then find the property, and then you find the corresponding.
Book and page.
Yeah.
And then you go to the microfilm.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah, I think that was before iDoc Market was.
Well, boy,
was
howdy.
around, so
Yep.
couldn't just do it from your computer. But now you don't have to go in there unless you really need to be sure that
Yeah.
something exists or doesn't.
Yeah. And if you need to ask a question,
Like a
that's
road
where
easement.
you go. Or like the deed
Yeah.
that I just found.
Yeah, that's an interesting case.
I know.
Tell me about it.
So I found a deed. Well, actually, it was Angie.
Yeah.
Angie's been talking to this lady about her townhouse. And Angie's also been talking to this lady's brother about the same townhouse. And I found wanted to look at the deed to see how to spell the sister's name so that the brother and the sister were on the listing.
Yes.
And we figured out that she had been on the original deed, her and her mom, and then her mom had quitclaimed to her brother. So even though it's legal, it's not very common to see a joint tenancy broken apart.
Mm-hmm.
And that was the thing that kind of caught my eye. And so then I printed the deed, the quitclaim deed, and there was a quitclaim deed that corrected the first one. And so those have very different handwriting for one signature, and it just, something about it all didn't seem right. So I had to go down and talk to Boyd at First Montana Title, and he agreed. So we'll see what happens. I think it's all going to be fine because there's a conservatorship.
Ah, there we go.
Thanks. And a guardianship involved, and that kind of solved the whole problem. But
Yeah. That's just wild.
I know.
I
I
mean, you know, some people give certain groups of people bad names. What can I say?
Well, I'm not going to say anything, but but we did find it, figure it out.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's good. I mean, that's again just how important it is to investigate
Right.
a property, and also just neat that all this stuff is publicly available. This isn't like
Right.
hard. It's not the easiest information to find necessarily, because unless you have a subscription to iDoc Market, you physically have to go down to the county clerk and recorder. But
Right. But you can
You
get
can.
a subscription.
you can also, yeah.
And you can buy a subscription for 3 days.
Yeah.
So you can buy one so you can just research to your heart's content, and then you're done.
Yep. You can go look at all the things on your
Mhm.
own property, even.
Yep.
Not just.
And sometimes that's a good thing to do.
It is. It's always. I mean, it's definitely good to know.
Yeah.
I mean, especially when you're buying, or if you, just if you acquire a piece of property or something,
right.
it's good to know everything about it
It's
as much as you possibly can.
Yeah. And that's where you'll find easements. You'll find all kinds of things that you didn't know you maybe had or haven't.
Yeah. Yeah. And I mean, that is a big part of our job. And I think it's one of the cooler aspects of this gig, is that we have a certain tendency to be prolific at it. But
Yep. Well, and really good agents are the agents who know how to do the homework before you list your property.
yeah. Yeah. Then there's no surprises. There's nothing that comes out of nowhere. And,
Right.
oh, this boundary line is actually over here.
Yeah. Yeah. What do you mean you don't have water rights? Right?
Yeah, right.
So it's all part of it, but that really separates the really good realtors from the ones that are maybe good at selling but not good realtors.
There is a difference there too, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there are definitely the salesy types.
There are, and they're needed.
They are.
Mm-hmm.
Not disparaging at all. I mean, we all have our own skill sets, right? So,
Correct. And buyers and sellers get to pick the one that fits them best
that's right.
or what they need the most.
That is, yeah, that's very true.
Mm-hmm. So, what are you up to now?
What am I up to now? Well, I guess I'll plug my own stuff for a second. We're just finishing up on the project down in Darby,
Yay.
which I'm super excited about. We are renovating a duplex, and we've got everything. The Secretary of State has approved our condo association,
Good.
and the declarations are signed and notarized. The bylaws are signed and notarized. The plat is done, so we're just waiting for the Department of Revenue to file everything and get us our new tax assessment codes for 2 condominiums that will be
Yay.
coming onto the market shortly, either the end of this week or next week.
2 condominiums priced at entry-level pricing?
Priced very reasonable.
Good.
The most reasonable real estate that you can move into. Move in ready
Oh, cool.
in the Bitterroot Valley.
Wow.
Like that is actual real estate and not a mobile.
Nice job.
You can get financing on it. Not FHA yet, just because of this new.
Mm-hmm.
I got to get somebody in here to talk about this because this is a very interesting topic. This new flipping rule where they for FHA loans.
Oh,
Did you know
I
about
saw
this?
that. Yeah.
Right. So I'm not sure what the logic is behind it. Who knows? But there's a new rule where they won't approve FHA loans on homes that have been owned less than 90 days,
Mm-hmm. Yep.
which is kind of interesting.
I think it's to stop people from flipping and keep pricing better.
I can see that on one hand. That aspect I can see, but my argument to the other side is here we are taking a perfectly livable space or taking a space that is not livable or not lendable,
Mm-hmm.
upgrading it, updating it, modernizing it, and creating a piece of real estate that you can actually get lending on,
Mm-hmm.
and then allowing someone to purchase it. So
Right.
instead of it being a cash only deal, now it's opened up the market to pretty much everyone.
I see that on your listing, your house,
Yeah.
your condo, but I don't see it for everything because there are places that people bought dirt cheap and turned around and made a huge profit.
Yeah, I've seen a couple of those too. I've seen a couple of posts on Reddit and things of Zillow listings of here they bought this place for $250,000 and did this outrageous remodel on where it totally is taken out of conformity with the rest of the neighborhood. It looks like this modernist nightmare house, and they listed it for like 1.5. When it's the house next to it is only selling for 500,000, if that.
Right. So if you're a banker or FHA
Yeah.
and you make your money on long-term holds, because they do,
Mm-hmm.
and you have someone buy it and then flip it, then what happened to the money that you thought you were going to make based on their interest rates?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's fair. That's fair.
So, I mean, I get why I think I get why they're doing it, but
I mean, I would hope that that's
the
closer
reason.
to the logic, yeah.
But
Because I do understand that side of things for sure. Because that's kind of been kind of an outrageous business in that aspect.
it's been an outrageous 3 years in
Yeah.
real estate.
Yeah.
And I'm kind of glad it's slowing down a little bit. The other day I went down 2nd Street and there were only 7 cars on all of 2nd Street. And it was
Wow.
like 3 in the afternoon. I went, whoa, we're back to normal.
Maybe, hopefully.
Yeah, it's kind of nice.
I know it still blows my mind when I drive through this town sometimes and I see how far traffic is backed up at the fairground stoplight.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Yep.
I'm not complaining too much, but when I grew up in this town, there was only 2 stoplights, right? So, and I remember just how crazy it was when all of a sudden we have 5, and now
it's crazier.
I had been back in the valley for 2 years, between winter of January of 2019 and the summer of 2021. So 2.5 years I'd been gone. A lot had changed in that span of time.
Mm-hmm.
And I was driving through town because we were working on a house up the road here. And I'm following traffic along there, and I stop behind this long line of cars. Okay, red light at Fairgrounds. It turns green. Okay, here we go. And I get to just about there, and it turns red again. And it blew my mind
Yep.
that I was in Hamilton, Montana,
Yep.
and I stopped twice at the same light.
I know. I get it. I get it.
I was like, what is going on here?
When I first moved to Hamilton, the railroad tracks still were going down the highway. Do you remember that? And they turned onto
Vaguely,
Pine
yeah.
Street
Yep,
because
yep.
at the end of Pine Street, that's where the mill was long ago.
Yeah, we had just moved back here. So my family grew up here, and then my parents had lived in. I was born in Coeur d'Alene, and we'd lived in Post Falls for a long time, and then we moved back here in March of '93. So
So those railroad lines were still there.
yeah, I think I kind of have a memory of it, but it was also kind of a traumatic experience at the time because leaving your best friend. I remember, I'm kind of surprised that I became a realtor actually because of the fact this is one of my core memories of that move is that my best friend and I tried to dig out the listing sign in our front yard. We're only like 4 or 5 years old. But
That's funny.
we're sitting there trying to dig the thing out unsuccessfully.
Oh,
Like, I don't want to move.
funny.
I don't want you to move. Let's get rid of this sign.
That's funny. Oh, that's a good one. So, people, watch your 4-year-old.
That's right. Yeah. Yeah. If you're missing signs,
That's
any
right.
realtors out there, if you're missing signs, I mean, check the road department, but
That's right.
may also be some toddlers on
Yeah.
the loose.
Could be.
Yeah.
Toddlers who are moving. That's so funny. So, what else?
Oh, let's see. Just trying to grow the business. I'm getting back into the podcasting thing now that the summer slowed down a bit. So I'm glad to be back in here and chatting with people. And
I'm glad to be talking to you.
I'm glad to have you back in here, Kathie.
We're having fun.
Yeah, absolutely.
We always have fun.
It's true. It's true. Yeah, that's one of my. Honestly, that's why I love coming in here because get to hang out with you and
It's just fun.
and BS for a little while and talk about cool real estate stuff and.
Yep. Yeah, so if you have questions out there, ask us. Ask us and we'll cover it in another podcast.
That's right. Hey, yeah, leave a comment either on our YouTube page, on the Spotify. I don't think you actually can leave comments on Spotify, but I have an Instagram, Hustlin Homes Realtor. Kathie,
I'm on Facebook.
You're on Facebook. Yeah, Kathie Butts. Come on, just search Kathie Butts.
Yeah, Kathie Butts. How many Kathie Butts are there in the Bitterroot?
The one and only.
That's right.
That's right.
So ask us your questions. We'll take care of it.
Yes. We love investigating things.
Yes, we do.
Yes. As you can tell. Yeah, I'll put these up on the thing too so people can take a look at it.
Okay, good.
So we have a reference. Put that at the beginning of the show. A little thing right here.
Perfect.
But, yeah, so you got 1 year. This is so exciting. This flew by.
I know. Next Tuesday.
Next Tuesday is 1 year.
1 year.
Excellent.
Tina checked for me. Next Tuesday's 1 year.
She would know. She would know.
Yep. So
Well, what? So let's. So you got 1 year under your belt at Exit. You got a bunch of recruiting planned.
Yep. Yeah, if you're lucky, I'll come talk to you.
Yeah. What else is going on in the world of Kathie Butts?
We stained the house.
I saw that.
That was a big summer job. EJ stained the house. I didn't stain anything.
Just the little window, right? Like at that.
I could only
at that
do
level?
that. Yeah, a line. But EJ stained the house, and then J&J Painting helped out too.
Okay.
So they were really nice, super great people. So shout out to J&J Painting.
There you go.
And had grandkids here this summer. That was way too much fun.
Yeah, that was a busy week for you, huh?
That was a big week. And what else has gone on? Summer real estate.
Yeah.
And, in November, I'm going to Cabo.
That's right.
So,
The Casa Bonita, or no, not Casa Bonita. What is it?
no, Pueblo.
Pueblo Bonita.
So it'll be fun.
Have a little Cadillac margarita.
I'm going to have a lot of them.
There you go. Well, you earned them.
All inclusive, and somebody drives you around. It's
There you go.
perfect.
What more could you want? Right on.
And get a tan in November. Who does that?
People to go to Mexico.
People who go to Mexico. So I think it's going to turn out to be just a perfect year.
I think so. Yeah, you got a few more fishing trips lined up as well.
Yep. More fishing to do, and
Awesome.
yep. So it's Kathie's life. Bam.
There you go. Look at that.
Now my phone's ringing. It's vibrating in my pocket.
Uh-oh.
So, guess we better go see what it was.
I guess so. All right. So I
All
guess
right.
we'll wrap it up. That was a good, yeah. Anyway, Kathie, thank you for being here.
Thanks for having me.
I wish you, the best of luck and success in your year number 2 at
Yep.
Exit.
Thank you.
It's going to be a big one, I think.
I think so too. I think it's going to be awesome.
You got settled. You're ready to go.
Yep.
Excellent.
Yay.
All right. Thank you,
All
Kathie.
right. Thanks, Ryan.
Thanks, everybody. Thanks for tuning in.
Hasta la
Bye.
vista.